So John Hagee is with us, and he's got a book called The Four Blood Moons. Something is about to change, and it's been out for a while, and he's been talking to me about this for a while. And the blood moons are coming to a moon in a sky near you. And explain what they are. It happens right after a lunar eclipse, right?
Right. Now, here's what a blood moon is. A blood moon is when the sun and the earth and the moon get into a direct alignment, and the earth is in the center, and the sun shines through the earth's atmosphere, and the moon on the other side turns into a reddish glow.
So it's like a sunset being reflected on the moon, really.
Say what?
It's like almost like a sunset. I mean, our sunsets are red because of the curvature of the Earth and the edges of the atmosphere. And so it's kind of like that's just being shown up on the moon.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's the prophet Joel said in the second chapter, he said, the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the coming and great and awesome day of the Lord. Those same words are repeated by the Apostle Peter following the day of Pentecost and repeated by Jesus Christ in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter.
Okay, so John, are you saying, I mean, because this happens about every 500 years, so, I mean, people have seen that happen, 4 times since the Lord has been on earth. So are you saying this means the Lord is coming? What do you...
Here is... Let's start at the beginning, so when we get to the end, they'll know where we are.
Okay.
They start with this is what a blood moon is. That the 3 previous series of 4. This is a 4 blood moons that appear one behind the other sequentially. It's not all that unusual to have a blood moon by itself and it passes away, but 4 of them sequentially is a historical phenomenon. The first happened in 1492 when the Jewish people were expelled from Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, with the cooperation of the Roman Catholic Church, kicked the Jewish people out of Spain, gave them 14 days to pack up, and they had to leave Spain. So there was a blood moon for this. This was also the time when Columbus was given funds and maps by Jewish people to find them a new home. Each one of these experiences begins with tragedy, tears, and ends up in triumph. The next blood moon series, 4 in a row, came in 1948 when Israel became a state. The tragedy was the 7 years of Holocaust, and then the state of Israel was born. The next time that they appeared was in 1967, which was the 6-Day War, and then there was Jerusalem reunited with Israel. So we've had them in 1492, 1948, and 1967. Now, this is a NASA confirmation.
Yeah, now, so why is it happening now? I mean, it happens every 500 years or so. Why has it happened 3 in the last 100?
Well, because God Almighty controls the sun and the moon and the stars. The Bible makes that very clear. Genesis chapter 1 says that God has given us the sun, the moon, and the stars in the heaven for signs and seasons. Sign is signal. So God controls that. Only God can get the
John,
sun.
I believe that. I believe that. You believe that. But there's a lot of people that are listening who are like, okay, come on. I mean, there had to have been these moons that have happened before. This is NASA has confirmed this?
NASA, you can go on the internet, and NASA confirms that. This is not something I've made up or religious leaders have made up. It is something that NASA has put that out.
All right, so tell me now, when does the first blood moon happen, and when are they hitting?
Okay, the next 4 blood moons are going to begin in April the 15th of this year. By the way, which is exactly on Passover. This is a double phenomenon. this is the first time they have happened on a Jewish feast day. So the first one is April the 15th of 2014. The next one is October the 8th, 2014, which is the Feast of Tabernacles.
Holy
then
cow.
there's a solar eclipse in the middle on March the 20th, 2015. And then Passover 2015, which will be April the 4th, will be the third blood moon. And then the Feast of Tabernacles, September 28th, 2015, will be the fourth blood moon in the series of blood moons.
Well, that's kind of a weird coincidence.
Very.
Okay. All right. All right. Give me a couple of seconds here, because we got to come back, and I just want to ask you. So, what are you tying this to? What do you think is coming with these blood moons? He's got a book out, John Hagee, 4 Blood Moons, available online or wherever books are sold. 4 Blood Moons. Back in just a second.